So good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining. So let's begin our session. Let's recap like what we have seen in the previous session. Okay. Let's see like what we have discussed in the previous session. We understood. We started discussing about shell scripting. We have seen some examples. Like we understood about echo command. What is the purpose of echo command? How to use echo command. At the same time, we also understood like how to give hyphen an option so that the cursor will not move to the next line. This we have understood, and we also understood like how to define a variable and assign the values for the variables in the shell scripting. And we also came across that there is no concept of data type in the shell scripting. Okay, no need to define the data type. There is no concept of data type in the shell scripting. As like other programming languages, we know we will define data types, right? Int, float, char, like that. So here we will just assign the values and we will just declare the variables and assign the values to them. No concept of data type. That is one important thing that we understood in the previous session. Also, we understood the importance of dollar symbol. Dollar is used to access the value stored in a variable. If we declare a variable and if we are assigning some value to the variable, to access the value stored in a variable, we will prefix dollar symbol. We use dollar symbol for it. We will prefix dollar symbol for it so that we can able to access the value of the variable. Right? And remember, we should not leave any spaces. We should not leave any spaces between a and the variable and the value. If you leave any spaces between the variable and a value, that will be a syntax error. Definitely, when you run the script, definitely you will get an error. So don't use unnecessary spaces between a variable and value. Okay, this is the correct syntax. We need to define or declare a variable like this and assign a value like this. We should not leave any spaces between a variable and value. And we have also understood like how to, okay, we understood this is the script. This is the example script that we have seen yesterday. We have three variables, A, B, and C. 10 is the value for A, 20.5 is the value assigned for B. And we are assigning strings to the variable C. We can also assign, right? We can assign integers, floating point values, character. This is a string, okay? What kind of data type it is? String. If I am assigning some string to the variable, usually it understands that this is a string data type, okay? By default, it understands based on the value that we are assigning. It understands that it is a string data type. So anyhow, we know the output. If I run the script, if I provide the script and if I run the script, definitely what is the output that we will get for this one? What is the output that we get for this particular script? It will print all the values. $A means we'll be accessing the value of A. $B means we'll be accessing the value of B. $C in the sense we'll be accessing the value of C. It will print all the values of A, B, and C. This is the output that we will get. Okay, 10, 20.5. This is the output that we get for this particular script. Again, let's go to another example. Let's understand A is equal to 10. I'm trying to call the value of A by using dollar symbol, $A. It will print the value of A as 10. Again, we are changing the value of A here. Okay, in the first line, A value is 10. And in the third line, we are changing the value of A to 20. And when we try to print the value of A, it will print the value of 20. Understood, right? So dynamically changing. The value of A is dynamically changing here. Why? Because this is a scripting languages are interpreter based languages. They are not compiler based, right? Interpreter. So what is the interpreter? Interpreter will go for line by line. First, it will execute line number 1. It understood like a variable is declared and value is assigned. That is 10. So like that, it will understand line by line. So when it executes line number 1, it understood that the value that is assigned to A is 10. And then when it goes to the second line, in the second line, we are asking to print the value of A, it will print 10. And in the third line, again, dynamically, the value of A is being changed. from 10 to 20. The value of A will be changed from 10 to 20. Value of A will be replaced with 20. So again, when we try to print the value of A, it will print 20. Meaning, what we need to understand here, the value of A is dynamically being changed. Let me go here. I have created an instance and I'm going to connect to the server. Going to the instances. I have a server running. I'm just connecting to the server to practice all these things. But I'm running a command. I'm giving a command called sudo -hyphen to switch from normal user to the regular root user. Fine. Now I would like to save the script. Okay. I don't have any scripts. Okay. Yesterday I have created many files, but I don't have all the files now. I deleted that server. And now we are going to create a new file. So I'm going to save a file called sample1.sh. Okay. I'm going to create a file called sample1.sh. And I will be providing the script over here, whatever the script that I copied over there. I provided escape shift colon W3. You can see by giving cat sample1.sh. These are the 4 lines that I am giving. A is equal to 10. Second line, third line, fourth line. I'm trying to access. I am trying to access the value of A. Okay, these are the 4 lines. So we know how to execute the script. I'm using sample1.sh. Sample1.sh / sample1.sh. Permission is denied. I'm just going for chmod 700 sample1.sh. Okay. And again, I'm trying to run .sample.sh. It is printing 10 and 20. So for the line number 2, it is printing 10. For line number 4, it is printing 20. Hope you understood why we got this output. Line number 2, we are trying to print the value of A. So earlier the value of A is 10. That's why it printed value of A is 10. And in the third line, the value of A is 20. And it is trying to print the value of A as 20 in the fourth line. Okay. So now we are making small changes for the script. Let's go here. We are now trying to understand the concept of read-only variable. Once we declare a variable, we can make that variable as read-only. You see here in the earlier example, we did not made the variable as read-only. Here we declared the variable and assigned a value called 10. And that value is being overridden with a value of 20. Why? Because this value, the variable that we declared, the variable that we declared is not a read-only variable. We did not mention that the variable is read-only. That's why the value of A is being overridden and it is changing to 20 in this example. So to avoid that, what we are doing is if you want to declare any variable as read-only static, if you want to make any variable as static, you can declare like this: A is equal to 10. The second line you can observe, I am just using a command called read-only A. We are using read-only. I am just specifying read-only A. I am making the variable as read-only. Again, I am declaring a variable B is equal to 20. Declaring a variable B, assigning 20. Also making the variable as read-only B. So now what happens? Both the values will be static. When someone try to change the value of A, we'll see the error. Okay, try to understand. We will try to run this example so that you will understand. I'm just copying it. Try to understand what are the things that we need to understand here is we need to understand about read-only variable. What we are doing with the help of this one, we are going to make the variable as read-only. Once we define like this, the variable as read-only, no one can modify it. Okay, in the next lines, even if I declare A is equal to 20, the value of A will not be changed. The value of A will be static. Okay, the value of A will be static. That's the reason why I'm using read-only. Okay, this is how we use variable. This is how we mark the variable as read-only in the shell scripting. So, okay. Let me try here. I'm going to change script. Okay, I'm going to copy the script and I'm going to create a new file called sample2.sh. Sample2.sh. I'm just saving the file with a different name. insert escape shift colon WQ, cat space sample.sh, sample2.sh. We can see here these are the lines. A is equal to 10, read only A. B is equal to 20, read only B. And I'm trying to print the value of A. I'm trying to access the value of A. What is the expected output for this? Can someone say like what is the expected output for this one? We made the value of we made the variable as read only. So the value of A will be changed, will not be changed. So anyhow, A is equal to 10. We are using read only. B is equal to 20. Also, we are using read only. And I'm trying to print A. So let me show you. If I run this script, before I run the script, I will modify the script. I will give the permissions to the script. I'm using sample2.sh. And I'm going to run the script like /sample2.sh. When I run the script, you can see the output here. It is printing 10. Okay, I'll make the small changes. I'll make small changes to this particular script. What are the changes that I'm making is, again, I'm trying to make A value as 20. You can see here. Again, I'm trying to make the A value as 20. Okay, try to understand. A is equal to 10 here. I'm just using a mechanism called, I'm just using a method called read only. So read only A. You know what is the purpose of read only A? Read only is used to make the variable as static, value of the variable as static, the value of A will not be changed. Again, I'm trying to make the, again, I'm trying to change the value of A as 20. Now let's see the output, okay? Let's see the output. So if I again do, if I'm making again, let me remove this read only A. We can see this example now. A is equal to 10. I am using read only. Again, I am trying to change the value of A as 20. Let's see what actually it prints, whether it throws the error or whether it is going to give give something output or what happens. Let's see. I'm going to take another example of sample3.sh. Hope you understood what are the lines of code that I am copying here. Escape shift colon WQ. Let me show you what is the code that I have provided. Sample3.sh. This is the code that I provided. A is equal to 10. I am using read only A, and I'm trying to change the value of A as 20 again. Okay, so now what happens if I use like chmod 7000 sample3.sh, providing permissions to run the script /sample3. When I'm running the script, can you see here what is the output that it is printing? Line number 3. Line number 3. So the output that we are getting is 10. What is the output that we are getting? $A. When I'm trying to print the value of A, what is the A value it is printing? 10 only. It is printing the value of A as 10 only. It is not, the value is not getting updated to 20. The value of A is not getting updated to 20. The value of A is not being changed. Why? Because we used read only A. We are marking the variable. What we are doing here in the script. Need to understand what we are doing in the script. We are just marking the variable as read only. If I mark the variable as read only, the value of that variable won't be changed. Even if you try to change the, even if you try to update the value. So what is the value that we are getting here is 10. And you see one more error it is throwing here in the line number 3. You just mentioned line, okay, line number 3. When it is executing line number 3, it is not getting updated because A is a read-only variable. When it is executing line number 3, it is throwing some error. Line number 3, A is a read-only variable. Again, you are trying to modify the value of A. You told that A is a read-only variable. Again, you are trying to modify the value of A. How it is possible? It is asking like A is a read-only variable. So it is not getting, this particular line is not getting updated. This particular value is not getting updated. It is executing. After executing, it is trying to understand the value of A needs to be updated. But when it sees like the value of A is read-only, the value of A will not be updated to 20. Hope you got it. How to use read-only. How to use read-only. Read-only is used to mark the value, mark the variable value static. Okay. We use read-only. We cannot change the value of read-only variable. That is the thing. Okay then. Let's understand few more things. We also have a command called read command. Read command, okay? The shell scripting, we also have a read command. Read command is frequently used command to accept the value from the keyboard. Okay? It is a frequently used command to accept the value from the keyboard. For example, let's understand this particular script. Echo, you know the meaning of echo, right? Echo within the double quotes, we are trying to print something here. Whatever the line that we give, whatever the string that we give inside the double quotes, that will be printed on the terminal. We know the purpose of echo command. Echo command is used to print something on the terminal. Whatever you give inside the double quotes, that will be printed on the terminal. And here we are using read A. This is not read only. Okay, no confusions. Read only is different. Marking the variable as read only, that is different. Read is a command which is used to accept the value from the keyboard. Read A. We are using a read command and asking the value of A. A is a variable. Okay. Read A, echo $A. So what we are doing is, let me execute this script so that you will understand what is the purpose of read command. I'm going to make another example, example 4.sh, providing this script here, escape, shift colon, WQ. You can see now sh space sample 4.sh. Can you see what we're doing? When I'm trying to run the script, vi space sample 4.sh, when I'm running the script, okay, when I'm trying to run the script, it is asking enter you, it is printing enter your number. Why? Because in the very first line, we are asking, we are using echo command. We are trying to print this one, echo, you enter your number. So it is printing enter your number. It is printing the same thing, enter your number. So to accept the input, if I enter 20, if I enter 10 or 20, to accept the input from here, from the terminal, to accept the input from the terminal, we are using read A. So when I give 10, this value will be assigned to A, and finally it is going to print the output in the third line as A. Okay, the same thing you see here. So let me change the value here. The number is, the entered number is, usually we can write like this. The entered number is $A. Dollar is used to, why we prefix dollar symbol? We understood, right, in the shell scripting why we prefix dollar symbol. Dollar symbol is used to access the value of variable. A is a variable. So read A. What is the purpose of read A? Read A is used to get the input from the terminal. When I'm using read A, it doesn't mean that it is asking the input. It is asking to give the input from the terminal. So when we enter the value of A, so that the value will be taken and assign it to A, and it is printing here. When I'm trying to print the entered number is $A, it is printing the value of that value. Okay. So hope you understood what is the purpose of read command. Read command is used to accept the value from the keyboard. Read command is used to accept the value from the keyboard. You can see here. Okay, if you want, I can make one more change. I'm going for vi space sample 5.sh. Insert. I'm copying these lines here. I'm just copying these lines and pasting it over here. Escape, shift colon WQ. Let me run this. sh space sample 5 dot sh space sample 5.sh. It is asking enter your number. sh space sample 5.sh, enter your number. When I'm entering 20, what it will print? What is the output that you are expecting now? The entered number is 20. So hope you understood what is the purpose of read command. Read is used to accept the input from the terminal. When I'm entering the number 20, it is accepting the input to 20 and assigning it to the variable called A. That is the reason why we are using read command. Let's move on. If you have any questions, we can discuss the purpose of read command. Hope you understood what is the purpose of read command. To accept the value from the keyboard or to accept the value from the terminal. Right. So we also have another thing called prompt with read. Prompt with read command. We can also use -p option. We understood what is read command. We understood what is read command. So we know, just now we understood what is the purpose of using read command. Along with read command, we can also use prompt -p. We can also use -p option along with the read command to display a prompt before reading the input. So here we don't need to write a separate line, echo enter your number. We don't need to write a separate line like echo enter your number. What we can do is we can copy this message. We can use it in the read command itself. Read, enter your number, -p. I'm just using -p. Try to understand what I'm doing. I'm just removing this. I'm not using this. Try to understand now what I'm doing here. Anyhow, read A is the one. Read A is the command which is used to accept the input from the keyboard. Along with the read command, we can also use -p so that you can prompt some message. What is the message that you want to prompt? Enter your number. This is the message that I would like to prompt. Okay. So that what happens is it will prompt this message. -p option is used to prompt the message. It will print this message before it asks the input of A. Before it asks the value of A, it will prompt this message and then it will ask us to enter the value of A. If we enter 10, it will print the number as 10. If I enter 20, it will print the entered number is 20. So hope you understood what is -p. -p is used to prompt something, prompt some message on the screen before it reads the input or before it asks the input. Got it? Hope you understood both read command and read command with -p option. Any questions? Earlier, in the previous example, I have shown you. This is how we are using echo, enter your number. We are printing this message. And after that, we are trying to read the input. Instead of doing like this, we can also do like this. Read -p, enter your number, and then we can ask to read the input. We can ask to give the input of A. So this -p message, -p is used to prompt the message before it asks the value, before it asks to read the value. Okay. That is called prompt with read option. Hope you understood. Any questions? I'm moving forward. If you have any questions, please stop me and ask. We understood what is prompt with read option. Now we are going to understand an important concept which is called as redirection operator. Redirection operator. Okay, let's understand redirection operator. To understand the redirection operators, we are now understanding the concept of stream redirections. There is a concept of stream redirections in the shell scripting. There is a concept of stream redirections in the shell scripting. Generally, it is called as redirections also. No need to call it as stream redirections. Generally we will call it as redirections. What is this redirections? Redirections are mainly for manipulating, controlling the input and output streams of the Linux commands. Input and output streams of the Linux commands. Let's understand what is the meaning. Okay, what is the meaning of input and output streams? What is redirection? Everything we will understand. We are now going to understand the concept of stream redirections. Generally, it is also called as, this particular concept is also called as redirections. Okay, what is the meaning of a stream? What is the meaning of stream? Stream is nothing but the flow of data. Stream is nothing but the flow of data. Stream is flow of data. Okay, if you are not understanding the meaning of redirection, for now you remember redirection is meant for controlling the input and output streams of the Linux commands. Input and output streams of the Linux commands. There are three types of redirections. Input redirection. There are three types of redirections. One is input redirection, output redirection. The other one is error redirection. Input, output, and error. Three types of redirections are there. Input redirection, output redirection, error redirection. What is this input redirection? Input redirection. You can see here, input redirection, 0 less than. We use an operator called 0 less than. For input redirection, we will use an operator called 0 less than. 0 less than operator is called input redirection operator. No worries, you will understand the concept very slowly. Okay. So to understand the input redirection, let me tell you some example. I'm just giving ls command. We have many files here. We have many files. Okay, sample 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Many files are there. 5 files are there. So I want to look at the content present in any of the file. Any of the file. Suppose there is a file called sample1.sh. I want to display the content of sample1.sh. What is the command that I use usually in Linux?
Cat and then file name. Space
Cat
file.
command.
Yeah.
So we use cat. Generally, we use cat command. Okay, if we don't know about the concept of stream redirections, but generally we use the command called sample1.cat space file name, right? Simply we use
Yes.
cat space file name. So when I use cat space file name, it is printing the content that is present in the file. Okay, it is just printing. It is just displaying the content present in the file. So what is the meaning of this cat command? Cat is used to display. Generally, you can see here. I am just showing you. We are just trying to read the input. We are just asking to input. Sorry, we are trying to read the input. We want to see what is the content present in the file. We just wanted to see the content present in the file. So let me use this. Let me use this command also. Instead of using cat space sample1.sh, I am also using cat space. I am also using a command called cat 0 less than operator. What is the file name? Sample1.sh. Cat 0 less than sample1.sh. Any difference? Any difference in between the above command and the current command I have used? This one and this one. Cat space file name, cat space sample1.sh also printed the same lines. Cat 0 less than sample1.sh also displayed the same lines only. So both the commands are same. Okay, cat command is used to display the content. Here also the cat command is used to display the content. What about 0 less than? Generally, we have to use 0 less than as an input redirection. I want to see what is the content present in the file. This is an input redirection. I don't want to update anything. I don't want to update anything into this file. I just wanted to look at the contents present in the file. Input redirection. So generally the input redirection operator is 0 less than. Since 0 and less than both are optional things, we are not using. Since 0 and less than both are optional things, we are not using. We are just using a command called cat space file name. I'm using cat space sample file.sh. So cat command is printing all the information present in the file. But the general convention is we have to use cat space 0 less than. This is the input redirection operator. 0 less than symbol is the input redirection operator. To see the input present in the file, to display the content present in the file, we have to use like this 0 less than. But instead of using, we are simply using cat space file name. Hope you understood why we are not using this 0 less than. Both are optional things. Even though you use them or not, it will print. Okay. So with the help of cat command also it will print. You don't need to specifically use 0 less than. Meaning is if you do not, if I am not using anything, I am using cat space sample1.sh. Okay. What is the meaning here is if you are not using any operator, if I am not using any operator here, either 0 less than or 1 greater than any operator, if I am not using 0 less than operator or 1 greater than operator, if I am not using any operator, by default it will take 0 less than only. By default it will take 0 less than only. So that's why since both are optional things, if I am not using any operator here, by default it will take 0 less than only. That's the reason why I am using cat space file name so that it is printing the content present there. Content present over there. Okay. So let's understand another example. Okay. This is input redirection operator. Actually, we have to use 0 less than. Even though if we do not use, by default it will consider 0 less than only. Okay. Generally, the format is cat 0 less than file 2. What is the purpose of this command? To display the content present in file 2. 0 and less than both are optional. General practices we use like cat space file 2. This is called input redirection operator. Flow of data. We are trying to understand how actually the flow of data happens in Linux commands, through Linux commands. So we are now understanding the concept of redirections. Redirections are mainly for understanding the input and output streams of the Linux commands. Input and output streams of the Linux commands. So there are three redirections. One is input redirection. The other one is output redirection. The other one is error redirection. Now we understood one example. Now we understood the very first one, which is called input redirection. We understood the very first one, which is called input redirection. Since 0 less than is an optional one, we are not using 0 less than. We are simply using cat space file name to get the data present over there, to read the data present over there. Coming to the output redirection operator. What is output redirection operator? 1 greater than, 0 less than is input redirection. 1 greater than is called output redirection operator. 1 less than is an output redirection operator. What is the requirement? If I want to redirect the output to any file, for example, you see, if I want to output the redirect, if I want to redirect the output, I'm giving ls command. Okay, I'm giving ls command. How many files are there? Totally 5 files are there. I want to redirect the entire information here. I want to redirect this entire output into a single file. What I'm doing is ls 1 greater than, I'm using 1 greater than operator, sample 6.sh. Otherwise I'm going to save it and some file, okay, file1.txt, something, file1.txt. I'm creating a file. I'm going to save the entire content into file1.txt. So what is the command I'm using? ls command, you know, the purpose of ls command, it is displaying all the files. 1 greater than operator is used to store this output, okay, whatever the output that it is displayed, to store this output to a file called file1.txt. So the meaning of this command is ls command will list out all the files and folders, and whatever the files and folders that it has printed, everything will be redirected to a file called file1.txt. All the file names, okay, all the file names will be redirected to the file called file1.txt. I'm just executing this command. After executing this command, I'm using ls command again to see whether the file is created. Yes, file is created. File 1 is created, and let's see what is the content present in file 1. What is the command we use generally to see the content present in file 1? Cat space file1.txt. Can you see here? All the file names got saved here inside file1.txt, including file1.txt. Okay, everything, every output, whatever the output that ls is giving, all the output is stored here in a file called file1.txt. So for redirecting that output, we are using an operator called 1 greater than. What is the use of 1 greater than? 1 greater than is used to save, 1 greater than is used to store the output into a file called file1.txt. The output of this command will be redirected to file1.txt. Since 1 is optional here, we can simply use greater than symbol. Only 1 is optional. One is optional. Even though you can use 1 greater than or greater than, either you can use 1 greater than or greater than. By default, it will consider as output redirection operator. Hope you understood the difference between input redirection and output redirection. What is input redirection operator? 0 less than is the input redirection operator. 1 greater than is the output redirection operator. Okay?
Yes, Vamshi, I have a doubt.
Yes, please.
Is in output direction, is just the copy the file names, or content in the files also copied?
So that is the output here. You see here ls command. What is ls command? ls will display the list of files and folders present in the path, right? In that
Yes.
application. So all the file names will be, okay. The
Yeah, just
whatever
file names are copied, right? I mean, copied
yes,
in hello.txt. I mean,
yes.
there will be no content.
So the output of ls command. What is the output of ls command? Only these file names, right?
Yes, yes.
Only these file names will be saved into a file called file1.txt.
TXT.
This is the file we are using. We are storing the entire output. The entire output here, whatever the output of the ls command we see, all the files will be stored here in file1.txt. This is the output. Okay, not you can see here. This file1.txt contains only the file names.
Okay. Okay. I mean, if you use for the already, I mean, existing file, I mean, it will overwrite, right?
Yeah. For existing file, what we have to do is, suppose for example, if we want already some file, okay, consider whatever the file here, right?
Yes.
File1.txt is already there. Okay.
Yeah.
File1.txt is already there. Suppose if I want to update in the same file, I want to execute, I'm just running a command called pwd. We know the purpose of pwd, right?
Yes.
pwd is for to print the current working directory location. Okay. Current working directory path. So what is current working directory? Root, right? /root is the output I got for this. So I want to append this one to file1.txt. Okay. File1.txt is already having some output, right?
Yes.
File1.txt is already having some output. So what I'm doing is pwd space greater than two symbols. Okay. Double greater than symbol. Understood it? Single greater than is used to, single greater than is an output redirection operator. We are going to redirect the output of ls command to file1.txt. Now what I am doing, if I use pwd greater than file1.txt, what happens now? Whatever the content that is present in file1.txt, that will be overridden and the output of pwd will be stored into file1.txt. Got it? So if I use double greater than, simply what I'm doing, I'm simply using double greater than. Now let's see the content of file1.txt. The existing output was there. Whatever the output that already, whatever the content that the file is already having, that content will be there. And in the last line, the new output will be appended. So double greater than. I don't want to disturb the existing output. Okay. I don't want to disturb the existing contents. I want to append this thing as a new line. So that time you can use pwd greater than greater than. Got it?
Yes, Raj.
Yeah. So suppose if I write like pwd greater than file1.txt, right? What happens is, right, file1.txt, whatever the content that is present in file1.txt will be overridden, and only that /root will be updated here in file1.txt. Okay, it is getting overridden with this output. Okay. So if you want to append, we need to use double greater than symbol. So this is an output redirection operator. When we run the command, okay, if I want to redirect the output to any of the file, then generally the operator that we use is one greater than. One greater than operator is used to redirect the output. So there are three redirections as we discussed. There are three redirections. One is output redirection, input redirection, output redirection, and error redirection. So what is input redirection? We understood, right? We use generally cat command, cat space file name. So cat space file name is nothing but we are just trying to read the input from the file. We just wanted to read the input from the file. That's why we use cat command. General convention is we need to use 0 less than. Even though if we do not use 0 less than, by default it will take as an input redirection operator only. If we do not use any operator, by default it will consider that as input redirection operator only. That's why we are not using 0 less than operators. So 1 greater than operator is an output redirection. Here, when we come to input redirection, both 0 and less than both are optional things. 0 and less than both are optional things. When we come to 1 greater than, only 1 is optional. Definitely we should use greater than symbol. Okay, 1 is optional. We can use we should use definitely greater than symbol. So greater than symbol is used to redirect the output to a file called whatever the file name that you give here. To that particular file, the output will be redirected. Okay. So now suppose if you want to append the output to the end of the file is already having some output and we don't want to disturb that particular output present there. And I want to append something to the end of the file. If you want to append something to some output to the end of the file, we can use double greater than. We can use double greater than operator instead of single greater than. Okay. Both are output redirection operators only. Greater than and double greater than, both are output redirection operators only. Try to understand the difference. Now we are going to discuss about error redirection. So error redirection operator is mainly to redirect the error messages. If we want to redirect the error messages to a file, we use error redirection operator. What is the operator we use for error redirection? For error redirection, we use 2 greater than. Remember the operator 0 less than, 1 greater than, 2 greater than. 2 greater than is an error redirection operator. For example, okay, to understand error redirection, you can see here. What I am doing is I'm showing you something like, usually there is a command called pwd, right? Pwd, but I'm giving something error here. Intentionally I'm using a command called pwa. There is no such command called pwa. We know that there is no such Linux command called pwa. And even though I'm just using the command, I would like to save the content to some file called file2.txt. Okay. So what we are looking at here, usually when we are using this pwa greater than file2.txt, it is clearly saying that pw, there is no such command not found. Pwa command is not found. Our terminal is not understanding. Your shell program is not understanding what is this pwa. Okay. So now what we wanted to do is, I want to redirect the error message. For that purpose, what I am doing is pwa 2 greater than symbol. Anyhow, just now we understood 2 greater than is an error redirection operator. 2 greater than is an error redirection operator. I just wanted to redirect the error messages to a file called file2.txt. That's it, file2.txt. So now it is not printing any message, you see. It is not displaying any output message here. Directly you can go to file2.txt. You can go to file2.txt. Whatever the error message that we have seen earlier, the same error message got saved here into file2.txt. So if you want to redirect any error messages, redirecting output is different. Redirecting the output is different. If you are using 2 greater than, you want to redirect only the error message, not output. 2 greater than is used to redirect the error message. Got it? You can try with some other examples also. Okay. We have a command. Okay. We have a command called ls-lt, ltr, all these things. I'm just using ls-ltx. I don't know whether there is a command called ls-ltx, but I'm trying to use 2 greater than symbol file3.txt. I'm creating a new file and I would like to store the output into the output error message. What I'm thinking is like there is no such command called ls-ltx. So I want to know the output. 1 second, I'll tell you like when the application area of this error redirection. For example, what I'm trying to do is, I don't know whether there is a command called ls-ltx. So for that purpose, what I'm doing is I want to store the output into a file called, I want to store this output into a file called file3.txt. Again, if there is any error message, I would like to store the error message into file4.txt. You got it now? What is the meaning of this particular command? So ls-ltx is the Linux command. The output of this the output of this Linux command, I would like to store in a file called file3.txt. Suppose if it generates any error message, I would like to store that I would like to save that error message into a file called file4.txt. For now, I'm running this. I'm not getting any error message. I'm not I'm not seeing any error here. I want to see what is the content saved in file3.txt. Okay, file3.txt. So 1 second, ls-ltx. Maybe ls-ltx. Let me show you what is the output that it is giving. ls-ltx is printing all these files. It is displaying all the files. Okay, it is displaying all the files. Anyhow, we are able to see the output of this one. The output of this one is being saved into file3.txt. The output of this command is stored into greater than symbol. What is the greater than operator? What is the use of greater than operator? The use of greater than operator is to store the output into output redirection. The output of this one will be redirected to a file called file3.txt. If there is any error message, it will redirect to file4.txt. Let me show you. If there is any error message, the error message will be there in file4.txt. I don't see any error message. You got it right? For example, the same thing. You can use the same command in a different way. I am going to use lsm. Okay, there is a I am using a command called lsm. I'm running this one. Cat space file3.txt. No output got saved here. Okay, no output got saved. I'm trying to redirect the output of this command. I'm trying to redirect the output of this command into file3.txt. Error message into file4.txt. I would like to see whether file4 is having any error message. Yes. Can you see here? ls cannot access m. There is no such file or directory. We don't have a file name called, we don't have any file called m or something like that. That's why it is showing, it is throwing the error. No such file or directory. So the error message got saved into a file called file4.txt. Hope you got it. What is the meaning of error redirection operator? This is how actually we use in the shell scripting. Greater than is a output redirection operator. 2 greater than is error redirection operator. If you want to redirect any error messages, you can use 2 greater than. Okay, fine. So we can use like this. You see, what is the purpose of this command? What is the purpose of this command? Cat space file1, file2, file3 greater than symbol abc.txt. Did you understand what is the purpose of this command? I'm just displaying the contents of file1, file2, and file3. I would like to redirect that into a file called abc.txt. If any error message, I would like to redirect into xyz.txt. Okay. Any questions here in understanding all the 3 redirections? We have 3 stream redirections. One is input redirection, output redirection, and error redirection. Input redirection operator 0 less than, output redirection 1 greater than, error redirection 2 greater than. If I want to append the output at the end of the file, instead of using greater than, I will use an operator called. If I want to append the output, append some output at the end of the file, existing file. What is the operator we use?
Double greater than.
Double greater than. Okay, right. So now let's move on to the other thing, which is called pipe operator. There is an operator called pipe operator. You know, this is a basically people who works in people who have knowledge on Linux, Linux environment. So they might aware of this pipe operator. But let me go through what is pipe operator. So pipe operator in Linux usually represented with this symbol, pipe symbol. This is called pipe symbol. You know, this is a pipe symbol. So the purpose of this one is to connect the output of one command. Okay, to connect the output of one command directly to the input of another. So let me show you some examples so that you will understand what is the meaning of this word. Okay, let's understand the meaning of this pipe operator. What I am doing is I am going to create a file called file10. Okay, I'm just creating a file called file10 f10. I'm creating a file called f10, touch space f10. You know the purpose of touch command, right? What is the purpose of touch command? Touch is used to create an empty file. I'm using ls. File 10 is created. File 10, f10. There is a file called f10. And even if you see what is the content present in f10, we don't have anything inside f10. There is no content in f10. Now, if I would like to add something to the f10, I am just editing the file called f10. I'm going to the insert mode. Here I'm trying to print some lines, okay? I'm using line 1, line 2, line 3. I'm typing like line 4, line 5, line 5. I just want to give some content inside this file. Line 6, line 7, line 8, line 9, 10. Totally 10 lines. 10 lines, escape, shift colon WQ. I would like to show you what is the content I have given inside F10. Can you see here how many lines are there? Line 1, line 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are the lines that I have given inside F10. No, Sai, if I want to if I want to display only the first few lines, first 5 lines or first 4 lines, what is the command we use in Linux? I want to display only the very first few lines, like first 4 lines or first 5 lines. There is a
Head.
command called head command. Okay, we have a command called head command. Head. You can see here, I'll just show you the command. Head space, head, the number of lines that you would like to print. Okay, the number of lines that you would like to print. Suppose if I want to print only the first 5 lines, top 5 lines, I'll use head command. If I want to print the lines from top to bottom, I will use head command. I want to print only the first 5 lines. I will use head command, head hyphen 5. The file name, what is the file name? The file name is F10. How many lines it printed? The very first 5 lines. Why? Because I have given a head command. Head command is used to choose the top lines. Okay, top, the first few lines from the top. I'm going to run a command called head hyphen 2. How many lines? What is the output now? What is the output that we can expect now? How many lines it will get printed? I head hyphen 2 F10. How many lines? Only these 2 lines.
Two.
Let's see here. Head hyphen 2, only 2 lines. There is also a command called tail. Okay. Now I'm using tail hyphen 2 F10. Can you guess what is the output now? There is a command called tail. Tail hyphen 2 means from the bottom. From the bottom, how many lines it will get printed? From the bottom, 2 lines. What are the 2 lines? Line 9 and line 10 from the bottom. Okay. Line 9 and line 10. These 2 lines, last 2 lines got printed. Tail hyphen 5. Anyone? Tail hyphen 5 F10. I'm just using tail hyphen 5 F10. The last 5 lines. If you want to print from the top to bottom, you understood the command bit, you understood the difference between head and tail command, right? Head command is used to print the lines from the top. Tail command is used to print the lines from bottom, to get the content from the bottom. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Head command is used to print the first 5 lines. Here, head hyphen 5 means it will print the first 5 lines from the file called F10. Tail command is used to print the bottom lines. And try to understand what is the meaning of this one. Head hyphen 5 F10. Pipe symbol, we are using pipe operator. Pipe operator meaning if I'm using head hyphen 5 F10 pipe operator, the meaning is from this particular output, it is going to print the last line from this output. From this output, it is going to print the last line. So what is the meaning of pipe command? Pipe command is in the Linux is used to it allows you to use 2 or more commands. You can see here. It allows you to use 2 or more commands such that the output of one command, you see, the output of one command serves as the input of the next. So if I run head hyphen 5, it will print the first 5 lines. And if I give tail hyphen 1, pipe symbol tail hyphen 1, so the tail hyphen 1 will be taking the input from this one, the output of the head hyphen 5. Okay, tail hyphen 1 will tail hyphen 1 will get the input from these particular lines. Okay, let me run this command, you will understand. I'm just dividing the entire command into 2 parts. Try to understand here. Head hyphen 5 F10, we know the output of this one. The first 5 lines will be printed. And we are also using pipe symbol tail hyphen 1, meaning from the first 5 lines, it will be printing what is the output now? What is the output now? Totally we have
This line 5.
line 5. Okay, tail hyphen 1 means it will be taking, okay, this particular command will be executed, tail command will be executed based on the output of this particular command. Tail command, okay, these are two commands actually. Head is one command, tail is another command. We are using a pipe symbol between head and tail, between this command and this command. So the second command, the output of the second command is depending on the output of the second command is depending on the output of the first command. If the output of the first command is head-4, let me show you. If the output of the first command is head-4, the first command is head-4. What is the tail? What is the output now? We can expect line 4. Okay. So if I give like tail-5, tail-5, the last lines. Usually we should not give like that, but if I give tail-4, it will print the last 4 lines. Why? Because in the head also we are asking to print the 4 lines. In the tail also we are asking. Hope you understood. Pipe is a command in the Linux which is used as to allow 2 or more Linux commands, where the output of one command is depending on the output of the other one. Got it? Any questions in understanding pipe command? Okay. Let's move on. We have a command called tr. Tr command. Tr stands for translate. Translate command is used for translating the characters. Tr command is used to translate the characters from uppercase to lowercase, or for deleting specific characters. There are multiple purposes for tr command. Either by using this tr command, we can convert the uppercase to lowercase letters. We can also delete a specific characters. Let's see what is the purpose of tr command. Tr stands for translate, used for translating the characters from uppercase to lowercase or for deleting specific characters. You can see now, you know the purpose of echo hello world. What is the meaning of hello world? What is the meaning of echo command? Echo command is used to print something which is given in the double quotes here, right? It just print something on the terminal. Pipe command I'm using. Pipe symbol I'm using. tr capital H space capital Y. What is the meaning here? So from this particular string, in this particular string, echo hello world is a string. In this particular string, all the characters, okay, if there is any character with capital H, that character will be replaced with capital Y. The meaning of tr capital H space capital Y is, it is going to translate all the capital H's into capital Y's. Let me run this. See the output here. Echo hello world. It has to print the output of hello world. The command, we are using two Linux command here with the help of pipe symbol. Pipe symbol. If I'm using pipe symbol and again one more command, this command is depending on the output of this particular command. Okay, this particular command is depending on the output of this one. So hello world is the input string. In this hello world, if there is a character called H, that character will be replaced with a character called Y. So H is replaced with Y. Let me show you another example. In the hello world, I'm using 3H hello world. Okay, I'm going to run this one. Can you see all the capital H's were replaced with capital Y? All the H's are replaced with capital Y. Okay, so translate command is used to translate the characters from uppercase to lowercase. Either from uppercase to lowercase, or one from uppercase, one character to another character. Okay. So there are multiple purposes for translate command. Let's discuss this translate command and some more examples in the upcoming sessions. If you have any questions in understanding today's, let's discuss for a few minutes. Otherwise, we will stop this teach for today. Let's continue tomorrow.
Okay. Actually, I can see like I mean detecting for some specific characters. I mean what it means in this tr command.
Yeah. There are multiple
Deleting
purposes that
specific
here command we'll
characters.
be discussing. Translate, it is going to translate the characters.
Okay.
You see here, we just looked at some example where the H is
Yeah.
translated with Y, right?
Yes.
Similarly, we can also convert the uppercase letters to lowercase letters. We can also delete some specific characters. Okay, if I don't want any character from here in this particular string, we can delete those characters. There are commands we'll discussing in the upcoming session.
Okay.
Okay, then thank you all. Let's meet.
Thank you.
Bye.